Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to solve travel guide challenge from UCTF 2024. Basically what you need to do for in the first step is just download the APAC from the site. I just already downloaded the APAC from the site. So what I'm going to do is to install the APAC on my Android emulator. I'm just dragging the APAC to the emulator and it will going to install the APAC for me. Let's just launch the APAC and see what's going on in the APAC. In the first page, it asks us to basically click on this button to apply to Iran. So let's just do it. And when we just clicked on it, we came to a place, we came to basically a page which states that you came to the wrong place. The activity just has a button which when we click on it, it just brings us to the previous page. So as you can see, we cannot gather lots of information from traversing the APAC. So what we are going to do is basically decompile the APAC using JADX to see what's going on in the source code. Okay, I'm just going to basically open JADX and I'm just going to drag the APAC to JADX to decompile it for me. First of all, what I'm going to do is find the launch activity, which came as a first page in the APAC. So I'm just going to open manifest file of the APAC and find the activity which has launch activity. As you see, the world activity is our launch activity. But another point we can get from this manifest file is another point that we can get from this file are basically we have three activities: we have on, unknown, and work activity. Uh, keep this in your mind, and we continue the video. In the world activity, so we can guess, basically we have only a button which when we click on it, it just basically call a method. And in this method, it just use intent to basically navigate us to the next activity. And the name of activity which it is going to bring us is Iran activity. But here is a little bit suspicious. Why? Because as you remember, when we came to the next activity, it states that we came to wrong place. So wrong place. And it seems that we are going to honor. We are going to basically honor activity instead of our activity. Let's just basically open these two activities. Let's just look inside of honor activity. As you see, basically in this code we have just only a button, and when we just click on it, it's just going to basically call this method, and in this method it just call on backpress, which basically brings us to the previous page. It is a basically built-in method in Android, which when we call it, it just brings us to the previous activity. And if we just look to one activity, we see that it has lots of stops. It doesn't have only a button. So it seems that when we just basically, as we saw, we have one activity, but we are basically going to honor activity. This can be a cause of using basically app component factory, which introduced in Android 9. If we just search here app component factory, we see that yes, we have app component factory in our APAC, which calls meta. So we are just going to find that in our to compile source code com and meta. Yes, that's it. As you see in this method, in this initiate activity, it just basically check that. As you can see, we get three arguments in this method. First one is the class loader, and the second one is str, which is our class name, and the third one is intent. It just checks that if the class name has basically a one, it just replaces the activity with our activity, which this activity. So this is the cause of why we have our activity in here, but in the Apex we're just navigating to basically our activity. So what we are going to do is basically we can decompile the APAC and change this part it's medical, or we can just use Frida for hooking this method and basically returning the correct activity. We choose the second activity. I just already prepared the script in here, which is going to hook this class. Basically, if we say it quickly, we are going to hook the method in this activity. Basically, we just open it. I'm just going to hook this method inside this class, and when we getting the one activity from this method, we just basically returning the A1 activity. As you see, I'm just going to create basically what we can say. I'm just going to create an activity from this class, and I'm just going to return this activity. So what I'm going to do is just I'm just going to use Frida server for this hooking. So I'm just going to run ADB shell, and I'm just switching to SU mode, and let me just run my server. I just put it in data local serial. Just copy the pass, come here, and put dots, and paste the basically pass. Just clean this one, and as you can see, our server on the Android side basically comes up, and I'm just going to use basically my Frida server for basically spawning the APAC and hooking. We can use different basically commands, but I just use this one, which just says that basically spawn this APAC, which is our travel guide, and use this basically script for hooking part. Just click on this, and I just came to this part, it's just going to start my APAC again. But when we just click on this, we see that we came to a one activity because we just solved the problem. Okay, let's just continue basically our investigation on this API. In this page, it just states that enter your account ID, and it has just a button, and this part is just a text. Doesn't important. We're just going to click on this and let's see what happened. As you can see, when we click on this, it's just going to initialize a counter. It's just start from 5 and coming down. So let's just look into the source code of your activity and see what's going on. Let me just click on it on this. I'm just going to come to your one activity. Let's just look here. It has those as a basic button, card view, and that can with timer and stuff like this. The important part is here, which is a button. So I'm just basically copy this and look in this code and see that it is going to basically initialize this, and it has a click. Basically, it just said that when you click on it, call this method, which is going to basically show a timer, as we saw, and it's going to basically put a 0 to this list. Okay, and if we just continue the code, we see that it just put another basically interface on this button, which is set on one. So now I'm just going to call this class, which is again inside our run activity. Basically, what it does again, it just show timer, but in this case, it is going to add one, and it just register a counter. And I'm just going to open this one and see what's going on here. Just basically create a new countdown there and just go inside this. As you can see, it is just countdown timer. As you can guess, we should have two basically method in countdown timer function. Until we see that in this part, it just basically updating, I think, text view. Yes, so going to update text view, just basically decreasing the max counter, and at the in the finish unfinished button, it just basically what it does is hide the timer, basically converting to basically list to array, and it just called this method and pass this into array to this method. And this method should be returning the boolean, which says the code is correct or not. Let's just see if it should be seen here that when we just click on this at the end, it just pops up that code is wrong. So we can guess that it's going to check the code here. So when we just see here, we see that it is a native method. So it should has a SO file, and for that purpose, we should basically decompile the SO file using Gridna and see what's going on. But remember that we just passing the int error to this basically method. It's just, I think it should it's like in Morse, you know. When we just click on it, it's just add 0, and when we just long press, it's add just 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fire up Gridna and see what's going on in the GitWrite. So GitWrite. Okay, I'm just going to basically this is my feedback. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically extract. I just already extracted here. Just extracted travel manager, and it's going to create this directory. I came to lib, and I'm just going to basically, it doesn't matter which one you choose. I'm just going to choose this one, and let me just I just put it in this directory to start the compile. Okay, I don't need this one. I just put so here, and it just find the format. It's a yellow file, and it's just I don't know where it is in detail, and whatever. I think it just basically put the file on 64 like this. Okay, it just shows summary from SO file, doesn't matter. We just click on this SO file to open the GitWrite, basically APAC. I'm just going to minimize this APAC. Okay. And the first stage just asks us, would you like to analyze it now? It's better to do it, and we will just analyze the default configs. It just takes less than a minute to analyze it, and in the next step we are going to find basically this method checkcode. As you see here, we are going to find this method in the decompiled SO file. should we basically locate in this part, and as you see, we have just this package name. Just put it again, package name, and if you came to here, you see that the orbital is here. I'm just going to open it. As you can see, we just we just skip and basically in the array, but if you work with basically native basically files in Android, you see that it gives another arguments to this method by default. What I'm going to do is just look in general. Uh, as you see, we have just a variable which basically getting first argument, sorry, second argument, third, and on, and it just compared with basically a global variable, like, which name like this. So it seems that our variables basically value exist here, and these are exist in .data part of this file. What I'm going to do is just search for it, and our fields, our blocks, next, and see what's going on. Okay. Okay, just move on. Okay, here what we look for that data part, which our global basic variables exist, and as you see, basically we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 basically global variables. So it seems that these are our values which we just look for. And so we're just going to basically we are going to just test this form. And as you remember, I got okay, 0 is just single click, 0 again, 1, just going to one press, and click, and one press, just one click, just wait after timer finish, and you should just, yeah, yes, that's it, that's the correct Morse code we found. And when you just pass the value, you see that it states that this is our flag, and it just says that this flag can be wrong. Why? Because if we just look, this is an important point when you just solve the basic challenge. If we just look carefully, after we just finding basically just let's check code. But then it states that the flag, and just as you see this part, it's just called get flag. As you see, we have two native flag, and this is where you just get the flag. Okay. As you see, it just passing some arguments to this method, which we can look at here. It just gives the signature of application plus the array. Basically the code we pass as a Morse code from here. If you use this part too. The important part is here, which get the application signature, and it just participate signature of APEX in calculating basically CTF this challenge key. So if you just compile the APEX and basically changing the schematic code or what other things you can do, and after that you just recompile the APEX and sign it with another key, it won't give you the correct basically key. It give you basically black, but uh, this part of the basically uh, flag is going to be wrong. So remember this point. This is an important point in solving this part. Okay, I hope you enjoy from this video, and thank you for watching.